Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queentulsa, and welcome back to the Queentulsa Show. Unmasking P. Diddy, the explosive truth celebrities won't share. Wendy Williams' bold revelation. In this thought provoking video, we delve into the troubling health condition of Wendy Williams, who has recently been diagnosed with dementia. While I typically steer clear of conspiracy theories, the timing of her illness raises unsettling questions, especially in light of her past comments regarding Sean Diddy Combs. Was she hinting at something more sinister without directly accusing him of his alleged violent behavior? We explore the tragic history of Diddy, including a shocking incident from 1991 when a charity basketball game he promoted led to a stampede that resulted in deaths of 9 people. This video also highlights recent episodes from the RedHanded podcast that scrutinizes Diddy's controversial past and his unapologetic behavior throughout his career. Join us as we analyze the implications of Wendy's condition and the potential connections to the music mogul's history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on celebrity culture and the darker side of fame. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. First, I want to say thank you all so much for coming by and subscribing to the channel. And we are going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and get my thumbnail up, our backdrop, and we can go ahead and get into these stories. I do have a few stories that I'm going to reference. These are going to be videos and audio of Miss Wendy Williams and when she was on her radio show. And even I'll be discussing the fact of Kanye West. Kanye West recently showed up to the Diddy trial. So I want to know how you all feel about that as well. So let me go ahead and bring my email up. And like I said, you all, thank you so much for the support and riding with the sister on this Saturday. Today has been very heavy. There's been a lot of protests going on. It's just a lot, you all. So the first piece of information that we're going to bring up is going to be, okay. Okay. All right, you all. We're going to go right here to Wikipedia because I want to take us here so we can see exactly what happened in 1991. And actually, it was in December of 1991. Let's see. And the reason why we're doing this, and we're going back and we're digging up information because we're looking for cues for repetitive behavior. If any of the allegations that are going on right now, is this still going on currently? That was reported back in the day. The City College Stampede was a crowd crush event on December 28th of 1991 in the City College of New York gymnasium during a charity basketball game organized and promoted by hip hop celebrities P. Diddy and Heavy D. Nearly 5,000 people tried to pack into the gymnasium, which could fit 2,730 people. Outside, people broke through at least one glass door leading to the gymnasium lobby. The crowd rushed the lobby and down a short staircase that led to the gymnasium. However, doors at the bottom of the stairs opened inward into the lobby, not outward into the gymnasium. The doors were left closed for up to 15 minutes as the crush worsened. 9 people were crushed to death at the bottom of the staircase, while 29 others were injured. Okay, so I want you to get into this. So we have, and I have these links in the chat, and I'll actually place it there if you all want to just go through and look and do your education and research for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat right now. Hey, Norris Tony, how are you doing? All right, so now we're going to pull up this piece of information right here. Okay, so just give me one moment. As I bring up this video, I want you all to really pay attention to what is really going on. What's really going on, okay, in these live video broadcasts. Now, let me go ahead and bring this on up for you. Okay, let's see. All right, and trigger warning, please like, share, and subscribe. Also tell somebody that we are live. Okay.
No, you laugh, but I'm talking about the practical things of life, you know? Doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance, you know, so she needs an insurance card, a Cigna or something to get all checked out. You guys are laughing.
So Miss Wendy Williams was definitely right. She told us about Cassie and, how she depended on him and, how it was so easy for Diddy to locate and retrieve her if she was ever to try to get away. Let's go ahead and if you all, those are my links. I put my links to my X on here. I put my link to Twitch on here. You guys, if you please can subscribe and follow me on these platforms. And these are just links of the articles that we're going to cover today.
Okay, he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon and battery and making terroristic threats. Help him to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, "Love you forever." Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. He's in South Africa.
So as he was out on these rendezvous and doing his big thing, with these ladies, these allegedly the ladies, oh my goodness, this is so confusing, y'all. And we're talking about Diddy here, right? So when Miss Wendy Williams would be reporting that he was out, she was reporting his every move. The people was sending her the tea, okay? Definitely sending her the tea. Let's take a little listen. The only one who should be allowed to see a live stream of the Diddy trial should be Miss Wendy Williams. And do we know if she's getting to watch it? I don't know.
Filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay? Pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room.
Okay, so I want to stop it right there. When Miss Wendy Williams, and actually I'm going to take it back. This man could literally fly to where you are in no amount of time. He could fly to where you are and he could come and he could pay the hotel off. Well, what did he do years ago in 2016? Well, they say he paid off the guy at the front. All right, let's get into it. This may not be the type of teaching that y'all are used to, but baby, we're about to do it. How you doing? Very fine now. Let's go. Play it, DJ.
Off the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like I zoom it to South Africa.
Hold on, let's take it back. Take it back.
On the mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance, so she needs an insurance card, a Cigna or something.
Okay, so let's get into this. When she talks about Puffy's insurance card, well, honey, Puffy had his own doctors coming around evaluating the girl's child, allegedly. That's what was said out there, that he had doctor friends that, the girls would go to, and he had access to Cassie's records. Y'all remember that? I mean, we got questions. We got questions, y'all, and we need y'all to dive into it. And we also need you all to keep Miss Wendy Williams lifted up in prayer. We are praying for her to be released this year and that she could come back and do like a podcast or something like that. And maybe have little Wendy Williams, myself, on our show as well. All right, let's listen from the Queen.
To get all checked out. You guys are laughing. Okay, he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon and battery and making terroristic threats. Help him to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, "Love you forever." Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. He's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, my thing about when you...
Okay, so listen here. I want y'all to pay close attention because how Cassie and Diddy would text, she would do the love, draw out the LOOOOOV. If memory serves me correctly, I heard that Jane Doe, who was on the stand, was using that same lingo. So this lets me know that Jane Doe had been studying her prospect. She was watching the Wendy Williams show to get all the tea on Diddy. I know all the ladies that was after Diddy, oh my God, they were so interested and so ready and boots on the ground. I mean, they asses were planted in their chair waiting for Wendy to get into that purple chair so they could get the tea. What does she know? Who leaked what? Because, honey, she was leaking the tea. Let's listen.
Date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like I'm already paranoid as a person. But to know that somebody could actually swoop down on me in the middle of nothing would scare the bejesus out of me.
Okay, so was she wrong? A man that has all this money, this power, and he can swoop down on you at any given time. Let's talk about it. He could swoop down on you at any given time. It would scare me as well. It would scare me as well. It's nothing cute. It's nothing funny about it. It's nothing sexy because I feel like once you then went overboard like that, like, baby, like, this is dangerous. This isn't even love. I'm trying to survive and live. Now, I'm going to read some stuff. Yes, she had information and was definitely trying to get people to start paying more attention without saying he's violent. He's a violent rapist. I totally agree with that. So, what I loved about what I love about Miss Wendy Williams' show, because I'm always going to be a fan. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. I am a supporter. I am a supporter because I'm not a fanatic. I'm not about to go, lose my marbles. No, I am a supporter of Miss Wendy Williams. And the reason why is because, you know, For one, she's a black leader. She made her way into radio. She showed perseverance. This is what she wanted. This is what she thrived in. And, a lot of people gave her backlash, about her big old mouth in her household. And it eventually paid off for her. I mean, millions and millions. And so she encourages me on a daily basis to continue to keep looking towards the sky and knowing that, you know, a change is going to come, and everything that I dreamed of, my wishes are going to come, and they will be fulfilled because she made that very clear. When we talk about, hey VS Icon, how are you? When we talk about her legacy, when we talk about her brilliance and her being bold and her revelations, a lot of people, oh, Wendy talks too much, this, that, and the third. And when she went off air, everybody was upset. Because you know what? The haters be the ones that talk the most. And that's what I learned. The haters be the one that talk the most because as soon as they started shifting and playing with her, and I said it, shifting and playing with her, yeah. The audience thinking it's funny that a young woman is uneducated as how to get a mortgage though. That's messy work. They weren't thinking about her as an actual human. Like, I like Cassie's music. I wonder why she disappeared. Sucks to know the answer. Mm, get into it. All right, someone else writes in, says maybe it's nervous laughter because they're in the same situation. Oh, well, that makes sense because when we think about Big Kev, oh, and VS, if you're still in here, thank you for becoming a member, sweetheart. I don't know if you were here earlier. Um, when we think about Big Kev, and when I say Big Kev, Miss Wendy Williams' ex-husband, he was nothing to play with, and he was from New York. He lived in the streets, Brownsville. Uh-huh. And no shade, but Miss Wendy Williams, she has a type. hmm She has a type, but I think that, with this relationship or this marriage and for all these years and during her career, you know, for her to still be surviving and thriving, it just makes me smile. And her support system, um, Alex Finney, shout out to her. She's been very much a great advocate for Miss Wendy Williams. And also, I want to say to Lady Gina that Miss Wendy Williams has been working with. She's been working and advocating for her. Um, I want to make mention of this. Do you all remember when the P. Diddy and Jay-Z was in this lawsuit and all of a sudden Miss Wendy Williams got transferred to another location? I want that to sit on your head as well. Okay, so let's listen to someone else writes in, says she's from the same New York City area as Puff and probably heard things that would get her sued without evidence. Yeah, that's true. Everything with Diddy was worst kept secret in the industry. It shouldn't have taken as long as it did for that man to be jailed. And see, this is my thing. When it comes to the situation when he was in that they were in that club that in Miss Natalia, when she was pew-pewed in her face and she sued him. But see, this is I want to know, like, you remember that song, the more money you talk about, the more problems you see. And see, you got to stop. I want to say, like, some of this music, it will seriously take somebody over. It was seriously the frequencies, and you just got to be aware and be careful of what you partake in your body and what you're listening to, Because when I listen to those words now, it's like more money I talk about, the more problems I see. Hell no. The more money I talk about, the more problems I don't see. Okay. So I'm switching things up. Heck no. So you got to be careful of that. Music will take you somewhere. We got Francis in here. Good evening, queentulsa and mods members in the chat. Great evening. Good to see you. And thank you for stopping by. Loris Tony is in the building. Hey, Miss Marcella. Miss Marcella here. Oh, okay. She says, yes, Wendy never lied. Thank you, Marcella, for coming by. I didn't even see you. Baby, I hit that live button and went on. I think I was about 2 or 3 minutes late. And thank you all for being patient with me. All right, so let's get into it. Someone else writes in everything. Okay, so I read that one. Okay, so someone else writes in, says, there's a video on YouTube where she's interviewing him on her show. He then suddenly says he was speaking to her son backstage. She looked terrified. I remember that. I remember that. And clap if you think he should suffer. We'll do that. To our audience member, everyone that's in the chat that's here, clap if you think that Diddy should suffer. Mhm. Clap if you think Diddy should suffer. Let me see those hand claps in the chat. Let me see if everybody's still with me. Clap if you think that Diddy should suffer. All right. Thank you all for your crowd participation. Yes. All right now. Yes, indeed. Okay. Yes. All right. All right, let's get back into the story. Shout out to y'all for clapping. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Okay, clap your hands. Clap your hands. Yes. So listen here. We're going to actually, let me close this window out and let me get to my next piece of content. Okay. So when Miss Wendy Williams, and I'm saying Miss Wendy Williams because Miss Maya Angelou, she said if you have individuals that are older than you don't just, hey Wendy. No, it's Miss Wendy. If they're older than you, like, girl, that's not cute. So we're gonna keep that same respect just because Miss Wendy Williams is taking her hiatus and gathering her mind, clearing her mind, and fighting. She's spiritually fighting through it all. And we are going to fight for her too. We are going to stand up. And that's why I won't change my photo on the Queentulsa show, because there wouldn't be no Queentulsa show if there wasn't no the Wendy Williams radio show. Okay. And it's free Wendy until it's backwards, as the young people say. Did I get it right? Free Wendy until it's backwards. Yes. All right, now let's get into it. All right, so I have some audio here, and here's Miss Wendy. Okay, hold on.
Things of life, doesn't know how. She probably doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. No, you laugh, but I'm talking about the practical things of life. Doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance. So she needs an insurance card.
I think I played this one already, so give me 1 second. Let me go. Okay, yeah, I played that one already, so give me one moment. I have another one. Yeah, okay, this is it. All right, so she tried to warn everybody about P. Diddy, Puffy. And I want y'all to know that this woman, the reason why she's so prominent in this space is because she got fired. She got fired, and I will continue to bring all of this up. So he not only taken away things from the ladies that are coming out now, but he took away something from Miss Wendy Williams, something that she is passionate about. And even to this day, she's sharp as a whistle. And this is the thing. ladies and gentlemen, y'all have to put yourselves in this position, right? Just think like this. All your dreams have come true. You have your knight in shining armor. You have your child. You have your career. You know, your husband, he's a little loose in the goose in his pants, right? Allegedly. And you just say, hey, I know you're a little loosey goosey in the pants. Just keep me abreast to what's going on. In case the chick want to confront me, I know you're dealing with, and don't bring no babies home. Like we have a happy family here. Do you, but don't get done. Because there are some people out there that are preying on a man like you, want to get a baby, and think that they're going to snack off this cash. And so, in my mind, I'm thinking that he said, no, baby, it ain't none of that. I love you. You know what I'm saying? And I think, did they have a prenup? I don't even think they had a prenup. I don't know if they had a prenup or not. But my thing is, I feel like Miss Wendy Williams was love bombed and all of the things. Okay. Listen here. When Kevin had come and saved her from total, oh yes, honey, he had rolled up on and this now listen here, y'all. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. So so Kev is real big in the city, right? But he shows up right around the time where Miss Wendy Williams was supposed to have gotten jumped by the girls total. Now, do y'all think that that was a play? I don't know. It makes you wonder. All right, let's take a listen to the audio.
Puffy?
Yeah, by Hot 97, I had to fight a lawsuit. You know what?
Fired for making fun of Puffy?
Yeah, by Hot 97, I had to fight a lawsuit. You know what it all came down to? They
It came down to gay rappers. That's what it was
gay
all
rappers
about. And exposing them.
and exposing.
You hear me? Do you hear me? Get into it.
Fired for making fun of Puffy?
Yeah, by Hot 97, I had to fight a lawsuit. You know what it all came down to? It
came down to gay rappers. That's what it was
gay
all
rappers
about.
and exposing.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy, and she was on the radio talking all this way back in the day. I've been telling you things for years, but you don't want to hear. So, all right, fine. And I don't understand parents who unleash their kids. Oh, it's just a.
So she said something that really touched me in my spirit just now. I don't understand parents that release their kids. You got to read in between the lines on that one, baby. Read in between the lines on that.
Deeply moving story to me because I know all of the story.
She knows. She knows.
Baby, Miss Wendy Williams knew. She knew. Fact is, a lot of celebrities knew about P. Diddy and his actions. No one had the balls to even state his name. Wendy really risked it all doing that. Yeah, it's silent. Very silent. Because when a black woman was coming and saying, y'all, this is what's going on. Oh, black women want to take a black man down. No. And I must say that watching Miss Wendy Williams, I learned a lot. Her shows were very informative. Very informative. When you talk about the queen, y'all say Beyonce is the queen. No, this is the queen. This is the queen. And now she is very ill. I'm not normally a conspiracy person, but Wendy was talking and now she has dementia, a disease that makes you forget. Is it a coincidence? Probably, but damn, is it convenient for a diddler? Isn't that so interesting that, Miss Wendy Williams is going through this conservatorship right now? And I know Diddy has ties to Wells Fargo. And when you're in high places like that, people are just one phone call away. People are just one favor away. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And a lot of people weren't speaking up and talking about it. Nobody wanted to say anything. Aubrey O'Day is the only other one I can remember who said anything, and she got painted as being crazy. Well, once again, you have a person in a particular tax bracket, and the first thing people will say, well, he has money. He can have anybody. Do they really know what that meant? He could have anybody. But anybody that he had, could they move on and have somebody was the question. And someone writes in and says, saying she's not one of my faves, but people chose to just ignore the stuff she was saying, even though everyone who went to those parties knew full well what the F was going on. People don't want to see the truth unless it's convenient or it benefits them. This lady, she was royally screwed over. Well, listen here, we are royally going to keep her name alive, okay? We are royally going to keep Miss Wendy Williams' name alive. And let's go ahead and dive into Russell Simmons, because y'all know Russell Simmons is over there in Bali. Russell Simmons was avoiding lawsuits. Simmons was most recently sued in February 2024 by an anonymous former executive at Def Jam Recording for an alleged rape in the 1990s and as harassment that disrupted and derailed her career. So this is in the 90s. Puffy did what he did in the 90s. That Stampede was in the 90s. Was he establishing a bad boy persona? Let's talk about it. All right, so the Los Angeles Times reports women who accused Russell Simmons of SA allege the mogul owes them nearly $8 million. Three women who have accused Russell Simmons of SA say the hip hop mogul has failed to pay them nearly $8 million to settle confidential agreements, according to recent court filings. Tina Klein Baker, Tony Sally, and Alexia Norton Jones stated in filings this month, and this article is written in January 30th of 2025 of this year. With New York County Supreme Court that Simmons had reneged on payments agreed upon as part of confidential settlements that each of the women entered into separately with Simmons in 2023. Simmons owes Baker $4.95 million, Sally $3 million, and Jones $200,000, according to the filings known as confessions of judgment. Under the settlements, Simmons did not admit any wrongdoing, and the confidential agreements do not explicitly state the women's claims against him. Sally's and Jones's agreements say that the amount to be paid each woman was for their alleged personal physical injuries and sickness. The claims, oh my goodness, and sickness. Okay, hold on. For their alleged personal physical injuries and sickness. What? Thank you, Ariel Summers. Yes, Wendy had a groundbreaking career. Yes, thank you so much for the super sticker. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am okay. Let me see. So it says the claims mark the largest allegations against Simmons last year. Three other women, Seal, La Abrams, Sherry Abernathy, and Wendy Carolina Franco, filed similar claims in New York against Simmons, alleging he failed to pay about $3 million as part of a confidential settlement agreement he reached with them in 2023. Patricia Glacier, Simmons' attorney, did not respond to a request for comment. In 2017, Simmons stepped down from Def Jam Records, who he co-founded, after multiple women publicly accused him of SA, which he has reportedly denied. 5 of the 6 women have publicly accused Simmons of SA in previously published accounts. Some of them also participated in the documentary On the Record. I'm gonna have to look at that. Baker, a singer, accused Simmons of raping her in the early 1990s when he was her manager, according to a 2017 article in the New York Times. In the article, Sally, a music journalist, alleged that Simmons raped her at a party in 1988, a year after they had briefly dated. Ooh. In 2018, Jones, then an aspiring model, told Variety that Simmons raped her in 1990 in his apartment after a date. Simmons denied the claims by Baker, Sally, and Jones. Simmons was the subject of a Los Angeles Times article in 2017 in which 5 women accused him of misconduct that occurred over 3 decades. He denied the claims. These news stories range from the patently untrue to frivolous and hurtful claims. He said in a statement to the Times, I want to restate categorically what I have said previously. I've never been violent or abusive to any woman in any way at any time in my entire life. In December 2023, Simmons appeared on an episode of In Depth with Graham Bensinger, in which he said he had a history of being in compromising situations, but denied the claims against him, saying that he had taken 9 lie detector tests. The interview appeared the same year in which he entered into the confidential agreements with the 6 women. Each of these women entered into settlement agreements with Simmons that are binding contracts. His serial refusal to bow outrageous. Attorney representing Abrams, Abernathy, and Franco. So as y'all know, he got the hell up out of here. He went to Bali, and he hasn't been back since. So if y'all were looking for Russell, you better keep looking. You better go to Bali like Usher did. Usher had to go over there and see him. Here, let me see if I can find a photo of Usher going over there. Okay. Let's get into it. I want to show y'all this. Let me go ahead and drop this overlay. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and pull this photo up for y'all, and I'm going to read the story. Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see who that is on there. And then now I'm going to read the this article. It says Russell Simmons praises baby bro Usher for generosity after Bali visit. When I was at the lowest point in my life, I woke up and this man was sitting by my bed. This was published March the 4th of 2024. Continuing his Asian excursion, Usher has traveled to Bali And make sure to visit Russell Simmons. In social media posts shared on Sunday, March the 3rd, Simmons highlighted the depth of their relationship and shared gratitude to the R&B singer for his time. The first upload shared footage welcoming the No Limit performer to the country with a lavish floral pool. Set to Beyonce's Love on Top, the post cycles through images of yoga routines, group photos, and more. When I was at the lowest point in my life, I woke up and this man was sitting by my bed. I had known Usher since he was a kid, but we really bonded because of our mutual love for self discovery and our belief in yogic science as a direct route to realizing God's consciousness in ourselves, detailed the caption. People remember to remember this. A friend walks in with when other walks out. I will never forget the generosity of spirit I witnessed in this man. God bless you, baby bro. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you all so y'all can get a piece of what I'm looking at. All right, and if you haven't already, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, let somebody know that we are live. Okay, so here we are. We'll go right here. Okay, hold on. Okay, I brought up the wrong one. Give me 1 second, please. And I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. All right, so here we are. It says Uncle Rush. And it's got love on top in the background. Okay, so maybe we should keep let's see. Yeah, it's got the music playing. So you got photos right here. Y'all see that? Look, they were on the bed. What y'all think? I just want to know what y'all think, child. Someone says, wow, Uncle Usher, a real one. Real friends lift you high when you are feeling low. Yo, the comments on here are hilarious. You can run, but you cannot hide. If you have sinned, ask God to forgive you, and He will because He forgives us of our sins. Then walk in forgiveness. People will see everything wrong because they don't have peace. Okay, hold on. So Tamika Foster, through her let's see what she doing nowadays. Let's go ahead and follow her. God style. She says she's an author, God style, family, love, creativity, mastery, storyteller, motivator, change maker. Remember her and Usher's son went to Glory 1 year. That woman knows she can dress. Oh, she knows she can dress. Marlo is like the bootleg Tamika Foster. Marlo Hampton, she's like the bootleg Tamika Foster. I mean, not the bootleg, but you know, like this is what I ordered versus this is what I got. You know, this lady comes with the fashions. I don't care where she's at. Look at her right there. She gonna come with those fashions. Even right there with a little. She gonna come with those fashions, honey. I know that's right. All right, I know I got off topic a little bit, but yeah. So first and foremost, I just want to say that I want to keep Miss Wendy Williams' name alive. We'll definitely keep her name alive. We'll continue to speak up for her, speak on, what she has told us. And y'all might feel a certain type of way, but, she was telling the truth. This woman was telling the truth the whole time. And this is another thing, like, when it comes to Black women telling their truth, it's got to be dissected. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. And, you just got to hang on in there and believe in the change that's coming. Let's see. And I like to keep these, our broadcasts to about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll go ahead and drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and maybe sound off and give their opinion on this topic if you would like to. And while I drop that link, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a thank you. And thank you to Miss Ariel Summers for her super sticker. And I'll actually do that. So what I'll do is when I get super stickers, I'll wait until the end so we don't have to interrupt the broadcast. And then I'll thank you all. So let's go ahead and give you a thank you and we'll be right back. Thank you all so much for supporting Queentulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. All right. Thank you all so much. So listen here. I want you guys to take a listen to this right quick.
I was coming off of being in Miami a night of partying. I don't really remember what I was saying.